So this is day, I don't even know, this is like video number 10 in a row. Day 17, inverse functions. Sometimes it's useful to reverse a function so the original output is now the input. Suppose Han lives 400 meters from school and walks to school. A linear function gives Han's distance to school, d, in meters after he has walked w meters from home, and is defined by d equals 400 minus w. With this equation, if we know how far Han has walked from home, w, we can easily find his remaining distance to school. Here, w is the input and d is the output. Now, what if we know Han's remaining distance to school and want to know how far he has walked? What we could do is we could take this equation and we could actually solve it for the w instead. So we could add w to both sides, and we get d plus w equals 400. And then we could get rid of the d from both sides, and then we get w equals 400 minus d. So now w is a function of the distance from school. And you would just take 400 minus whatever distance from school he is. The input is now the distance he is from school, and w is how far he has walked. We've flipped the relationship. Over here, d is a function of w, where the input is how far he's walked and the output is the distance he is from school. So the equation w equals 400 minus d is the inverse of the original function. The inputs and outputs have been flipped. So if we know the temperature, is the cool down, by the way, to and from Kelvin. If we know the temperature in degrees Celsius, we can find the temperature in degrees Kelvin using this equation. So we want to complete this table. Now the equation k equals c plus 273.15 represents a function. Write an equation to represent the inverse function and explain what this inverse function tells us about the situation. So in this function, your input is degrees Celsius, your output is degrees Kelvin. What you want to do is solve that equation for C. C equals stuff with K's in it. And what's going to happen then is your input and output are going to be flipped. Your input is K, your output is C. If you have any questions about that, let me know.